Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing well. So today's video is all about daylilies. And whenever I post about these reblooming happy returns daylilies, most people always ask me, how do you get them to rebloom? So the number one thing that you have to check with your daylily is that it has to be a variety that does or can rebloom. And for those of you that don't know about daylilies, on each of the stalk on the daylilies, there are often many blooms or flowers on them, and each of the flower do bloom for just one day. They fade and then they die. So here's a good example of one flower spike or one bloom stalk. So you can see that there are, old blooms. I'm going to remove this one so it doesn't get in the way. So there is this one bloom here that bloomed yesterday, and it's now dried up and ready to come apart. And then I've got this one here that looks like it's going to open maybe later today or possibly tomorrow. I also have this one here that's probably going to do the same, and then this is probably going to be next, and then you have a few more that will probably open consecutively in the next few days as well. So one of the ways to help the plant sort of spend more energy to push out more blooms is by immediately, or as soon as the bloom dies, you just come and you pop out the old bloom like that, removing this piece on the bottom here. And if you happen not to remove the old blooms and let it dry out naturally on the plant like this one, you're going to find that eventually this or the petals will dry off and it will peel and fall off the plant, leaving behind this part here, which is where you can kind of see that is the development of the seed head. So I found one here that looks like it's about to pop out. So you can kind of see if you remove the dry petals, you're going to see that this is left behind. So this is the initial state where the seed head is going to start to form and develop and continue to grow. Now, if you don't remove that little seed head, it will continue to grow like this one here gets bigger right here, and eventually if it matures enough and becomes a viable seed, you can probably plant it and get a new variety out of it. Now, for those of us that want the plant to rebloom more and often, so what you want to do is you want to remove all of these seed pods or seed heads so that the plant can spend more of its energy into forming new flower stalks as well as new blooms for you, right? So if you just leave these on, instead of spending its energy on forming new blooms, it's going to send its energy up to continue the development of these seed heads. So that's another way that you can help the plant by actually removing or physically removing these seed heads or seed pods on the daylilies. So for this particular lilies that you see here, this has been blooming for me for the past few weeks, and as you can see, I haven't done a very good job of removing the old blooms. So the entire plant or bush, I guess, does look a little messy. So the other thing that I think that I will now go ahead and do is remove all of the dead blooms on each of these bush. And in addition to removing all the dead blooms, what I'm also going to do is follow the stalk, especially this one here, where you can kind of see that this is the actual, the very last bloom on this stalk. So I'm going to follow the entire stalk and just remove the entire stalk all the way at the base of the plant. And that again will help to, force the plant to force more of its energy into forming these new stalks with new blooms on them. And you can kind of see I also have another one here that also needs to be cut all the way back. So aside from deadheading all of the old blooms, removing all the seed heads, I will also be cutting back the entire stalk where, you know, all the blooms have finished blooming. And then I will also come around and remove all of these yellow, you know, foliage that's on the plant, because like I said, I want the plant to, you know, force all of its energy into forming new blooms. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you what that's all going to look like after. So there, that looks so much better now. So I did remove all of the yellow foliage, as well as deadhead out of all of the old blooms and the seed heads and everything else. That kind of makes it look messy. So I think I like that much better now. So just in case you're curious, I normally do this twice per flush of blooms. So for example, I do it halfway through the first flush and make it look nice and neat, and then I wait until all of these blooms are done, and then I go in and do it one more time, and then wait until the plant push out more blooms for the second flush in the season. Now, if I wanted to, I could have waited another week or so until all of these blooms are done and then just do it once per flush of blooms. But like I said, I didn't really like how messy it's starting to look. So making it nice and neat like this, I think, makes the garden look so much more inviting. So from this angle, you can see that I have 3 more bushes of the same daylily variety on the other side of the garden. And I also did the same thing, and look how much more tidy they look now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.